G'day mates, today we're here to make you a blooming onion like we do in the Outback. Okay, obviously that's not sustainable, we're losing the hat. Alright, but we are going to make a blooming onion using our Pampered Chef tools and our awesome air fryer that we got from Pampered Chef as well. So let's get started. Alright, first of all, you need a sweet onion, we prefer Vidalia. Alright, so let's prep this a little bit using our Pampered Chef knife. If you've seen our knife videos before, you know I can go on and on about these, but this is a short video. So first thing we're going to do is just slice that top right off of there. We're going to push that off to the side. We're going to leave the bottom. This is what connects the petals of our onion to it. But we need to get this skin off, so let's just score it a little bit here on the outside. We'll set that to the side. Do a little bit of peeling, nothing fancy about that at all. It's quite appealing. And we'll just keep going right there. And if my thumbnail will work and my hands smell like onions, that's gonna be okay too. All right, so once I've got this ready and my stuff over to the side, I'm gonna show you a wonderful invention. It is the Pampered Chef vegetable slicer. Different from the apple core. Notice how the center's all connected there instead of having the core piece. But we're gonna come over the top of it. We're gonna set this right here and push down. We wanna be within about 1/4 inch of that bottom, okay? Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna rotate this because we're gonna slice it twice. It's so nice, we sliced it twice. Push that back out and you can see the petals of our onions starting to happen, okay? So let's put this up and let's talk about, get this back in here right, okay. Obviously I'm not quite as adept as Charlene and that's okay. Guys can cook too. It just takes us a little bit longer. All right, so we've already prepped our coating, which is 2 large eggs, 1 tablespoon of almond milk, because we like to eat clean, and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. So let's make our coating that we're going to put on there as well. First of all, we have got 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. We're going to dump right in there. We've got a teaspoon of paprika. If you want a little smokier flavor, use that smoked paprika. And we've got 3 tablespoons, because we like clean eating, of cassava flour. You can use almond flour, you can use regular flour, kind of whatever floats your boat. And then we're going to put in a little bit of sea salt in there. And I'm using this Pampered Chef measuring spoon here. All right. And notice it dips down into there really well. I love the long handles on this because I'm just going to dip right in there, throw a little bit in there, season it to your flavor, and that's how you get it right there. All right, so now we're ready for the rest of the prep work. All right, we're going to take this. If you want to stick it with your knife, if you want to stick it with a fork, if you're a guy, it's okay to use your fingers. And we're going to dip this right in here. And while that's soaking, I'll put up all the good stuff. We're going to whisk all this together using our little Pampered Chef whisk, which is pretty darn cool. And yes, I'm messy. That's part of being a guy. I will clean up later, I promise. All right, but we've got that coating ready right there. We're going to pull this out. We're going to dip it in there, spread it around a little bit. Okay, salmonella, what's salmonella? All right, dip it just a little bit more. Let's give it a second coat. And then look at what's going on here. We've got some good stuff going on. We're going to spread this out. I'm going to take a little bit in my fingers and just make sure we're working it down in all the crevices. Okay? So our air fryer is already preheated. Forgive me while I rinse my hands. Okay? And I'm going to take my rack over here because sometimes this is a little bit sticky, and I'm going to use our Pampered Chef Pump Up Sprayer. This has got olive oil in it. You can use avocado oil, what kind of oil you choose. I'm going to spray this because it's a little bit sticky. Put the top back on, and then I'm ready to put this back in there, okay? Our oven is already preheated to 385 degrees, so we're going to put this in here for 10 to 12 minutes, and we're going to show you finished pictures when we're all done. So let's pop this bad boy open. We're going to put it on our lowest rack because obviously onions are kind of tall, and we're going to put it in there and let it go. Okay? All right, so let's talk about this air fryer for just a minute. This is Pampered Chef product. It's awesome. We love it. All right? And we got 60% off on that when we hosted a show for a friend of ours. All right? We love good products, but we also love good bargains. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you're hitting us up about doing a show because we can get you free stuff. We can get you awesome discounts. Just by that 60% discount, we saved over $200 on this piece of equipment. That could be your savings as well. All right, so This doubles as a toaster oven. You can do toast, you can do pizza, you can toast bagels, you can do all those kinds of things. You want to make cookies in your air fryer? You can totally do that. All right. Also on the bottom part, you've got the air fryer, which is what we're using for our wonderful blooming onions today. And it's great for leftovers. You ever bring home French fries from the restaurant and they're cold and soggy and they're not great anymore? Pop them in your air fryer for a few minutes. Freshes them right up. It's just like they came from the restaurant, okay? It's also a great convection oven, and it's also a dehydrator because I love dried fruit. Miss Charlene gives me the hookup. Apples, pineapple, all those things go great into that air fryer and come out so delicious without any preservatives or extra sugar added to them, which is important to us. Okay, so our blooming onion is frying. We'll put pictures in the comments and enjoy. But before we go, I have to remind you that the right tool makes all the difference.